You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Hello and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios from 11 a.m. to noon every Sunday, and I am your host, Angela Smarito. And before I jump into the show, I want to give a shout out to some of our show sponsors, because without their support, we wouldn't be here now. The first off is Forge IT Consulting, providing a fully outsourced IT department with a personal touch for small business. And then also Osteopathic Health of Orlando. They offer integrative medicine and regenerative medicine and so much more. Visit osteopathic.healthcare. So we have a very special guest today, somebody that's new and become very dear to my heart very quickly, Mrs. Victoria Melton. And she is with the historic and beautiful Fitch House at Founders Square, which is in Longwood, Florida. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Angela. Great to be here.
Yeah. So I met Victoria at a BNI meeting, and we talk about BNI a lot in here because I met the core base of the show is local business and business network is what we talk about on the show. And Victoria approached me about, because I introduced myself as somebody that, works in marketing. And so Anna and I went and had a one-to-one with you at your beautiful place. And so tell everybody a little bit about the Fitch House. And start with, it's a historic house, that whole backstory.
Sure. I've always been a fan of history and historic architecture and historical homes. Ever since I was, a teenager, I wanted to be a business owner, and I always loved attorneys and CPAs and professions where they went and built or bought or, acquired an older home and set up office in it.
I think it's fun. I always loved it too.
And, I live in the Winter Springs area, and I thought, I'd love that for my insurance agency when I own the insurance agency. And I thought, but I'd have to go to downtown Orlando, or I'd have to go to Sanford.
Yeah, Winter Springs doesn't have any historic homes.
Right. And so I thought, if I did that, I'd have to commute, and I wouldn't like it.
Right.
But happenstance, I had a friend who's a mortgage broker who I'd known and done a lot of business with. And he knew I was looking for office space, and he had me go look at the building behind the Fitch House.
Okay.
And it was in shambles. It was in disrepair, and it was a lot more than I could afford. And I went there twice because he told me to. And then after the second time, I'm like, I just can't handle 8,600 square foot. And that's going to cost so much to renovate. I don't have it in me. But we turned around, and as we were leaving, I saw the for sale sign on the Fitch House. And I asked the realtor, I'm like, Heather, what's that?
What's the story here?
Right. She's like, I don't know, but I'll call the agent and we'll take a peek. And she got the scoop on it, and we went and looked at it almost immediately. And we walked in, and our eyes just got like saucers, and we were like, we love this. And I could tell from the first moment that it was really historical, built back in the 1880s. And then I started doing the research on it. A lighting design company was in there, so there was all kinds of different colors, all kinds of different funky lights everywhere, because they were lighting design.
Right. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah,
so.
And the building hadn't really been touched aside from ugly paint since the 1980s or early 90s. I think 1987 is when a marketing company went in there and renovated in the 80s, in the late 80s, and so you had just. It needed a lot of help.
Right.
Now, the outside looked great. They'd done the work on the outside, and they'd put the metal roof on and all that. But, we started digging in deep and found that the zoning was wide open. You could use it as a residential house still if you wanted. You could put a bakery in there. There's like 5 pages of things you could do with that place.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and I thought, well, great. Then, versatility, I could do so much with it. And then so happens that the realtor was also a design major, had been a design major in college. And she said, when we got the contract and we knew it was going to go through, she's like, Victoria, she's like, as a design major, I go, you were? And she said, yeah. And she goes, I know this is like, probably I shouldn't ask, but do you mind if I like put together the design when you renovate it? Because we were going to renovate it right away. And I said, are you kidding me? I will murder this house. Like I will destroy this house if I try to pick the design of what's going to go on inside. So she took a month or two and gave me a couple options.
But when you first originally were doing that, it was for the business that you were currently in, which was insurance, correct?
Correct. Property casualty insurance. And at that time, my goal was to just fill it up with agents and grow the insurance agency.
Okay.
So that
you
cool.
definitely have the room there to do it at the Fitch House. So, so that was the original idea. So you went in and you started to renovate. And how many square feet is it?
It's just a hair under 3,100 square foot.
Wow.
Yep. And we bought it and we weren't going to use the whole thing. So obviously the idea was we get in there and then we let out the upstairs suites to different businesses that just need one, a small space that they're getting started. And we filled it up right within 4 or 5 months. It was 100% filled. And Bella was our first. Bella the aesthetic,
is still there.
Bella Mia.
Yeah.
Aesthetics was our first renter, and she's still there. That was to cover the mortgage.
Sure.
And it was a good experience leasing it out, and my daughter was managing all of the renters, and I was running the insurance company.
Right.
So.
Well, it's a beautiful house, and I was not familiar with what is the key term for it? Co-working space? Is that really like what the terminology is?
Yeah, co-working space or shared workspace.
Shared workspace. But I love the concept, and so when you and I met, and I saw there was an opportunity for BaaD marketing there. Like I said, as soon as we left that one-to-one, I was with Anna. I was like, I want BaaD marketing there because, again, I'm the same as you. I love history. Anna is like just apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I know she's younger, but we love to go, thrifting and finding old, neat things and things that have a lot of character. And so, like I said, we fell in love with it. So we are making the announcement that BaaD Marketing is officially moved in, and we are Suite D at the Fitch House at Founders Square. So I started to send out. We're going to be doing an open house on September 7th, which is a Tuesday. It was Victoria's brainchild initially, so we've kind of muscled our way in there a little bit.
Is it the 9th?
Or the 9th, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So, yes, say that Tuesday, September 9th. Don't go there on the 7th. It's a Sunday. Nobody will be there. I won't even be there.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. Mm-hmm. So happy that you guys came in and that we can partner with you. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be great.
And so there's several things that are coming up right now as far as the timing of everything that is going on with the house. And we were talking right before the show started. So the website just got finished, right?
Yes, the website was just released on Tuesday.
And what is that? What is the URL?
It is fitchhouselongwood.com. So
spell that.
FITCHHOUSELONGWOOD.com. FitchHouselongwood.com.
Yeah, because you're saying there's other Fitch houses, and we want to make sure that we differentiate. I want to say ourselves because I consider us like a team now, so I'm going to say us.
I love that. Yeah, there's a Fitch House. There's a Airbnb in Iowa somewhere. And then there's a historic one up in Massachusetts as well. So.
Well, hopefully nobody shows up there for an open house.
I don't think so.
Be a problem.
I don't think so.
Well, you never know because like the iHeart app, people can get all over the world. So the truth is when this broadcasts, people from all over the world will be able to tune in if they need to. So that little clock up there tells me that we're going to be going to break. So I know that it doesn't that go by fast?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we're going to have more BaaD Radio. So stay tuned.
Together.
Welcome back to the show. And this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Body Street of Winter Park. Experience EMS Fitness Studio, where it only takes 20 minutes a week to get a full body workout. And I'm going there today. It's going to be a buster because I missed last week.
We want to pump you up.
The owner of Body Street is a gentleman named Stefan Brandt, and he's from Germany. And there's that old skit from Saturday Night Live where there was Hans and Franz, and they stuffed their things. And we had Stefan say that over and over again, and we were laughing hysterically. And he was laughing too, but he still doesn't know why we were laughing hysterically. But you have to visit bodystreet.us, and you can get a free trial for that. So I am here with my friend Victoria Melton, and she is the owner of the Fitch House at Founders Square. And we were just talking about the terminology of co-working, and you said co-working, and then what else?
Shared workspace.
Shared workspace. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that it was I had never really thought about it. I had been to places before that shared suites. Like it was like I went to a building and they had different suites and people rented it out, but I didn't realize that that's what it was called. That I didn't, just, it's like going to any other office building and people have suites.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's a building, or it's like was a residential place that's been converted, is that when it's now co-sharing or?
Co-working, shared workspace can be a lot of different things. I'm learning as well that, and they can be focused on different things. I was listening to a podcast this morning where they're focused on wellness professionals, counselors, only as that one is somewhat in another state, but they can be any place where people are coming part-time, where you're not renting a long-term space, or but it can be hot desks where people are just popping in and out for a couple hours using a desk, or it can be the dedicated desks in a suite where you're really renting the desk and not the whole suite.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about that because, like I said, I want to talk about the structure of everything that's included. So that the house is located in historic Longwood, and it's based up of like how many rooms?
I think there's 8 rooms in all.
Right. And then there's bathrooms downstairs and upstairs that are open to the people that have their office there.
Right.
And then there's a conference room downstairs. Right.
Yep.
And then you want to just tell me the rest of the amenities?
Yeah. So there's 2 professional suites downstairs. We had a counselor come in and set those up for us so that they would be comfortable and attractive to wellness professionals.
Okay.
She came in and what's the word they call it when they
the ambiance?
They advise you.
Okay.
Consulting.
Okay.
Yeah, we had her do the consulting and setting up of those suites downstairs. There's 2 of those. There's a large conference room downstairs that seats 10 to 12. And then there's the kitchenette downstairs. So if you want fresh coffee or fresh tea or heat up, we have a microwave and refrigerator and mini dishwasher there. So if you want to just hang out and eat your lunch and drink coffee in the lounge, we also have a lounge where you'll get you'll have office supplies if you need to make copies or scan or whatever. We can help you with that too. And then upstairs, we have several different things. We've got the esthetician, and we've got BaaD marketing. And then we have a dedicated desk office suite where there's 4 desks, and those it'll be locked. It's a lock suite where you can rent out a desk of your own and have 24/7 access to your specific desk. And then there's the meeting room upstairs, where it's a smaller conference room for 6 to 8. And it's a cute little space.
That's actually my favorite room.
Yeah, it's in the corner. I call it the lookout room because you can see Ronald Reagan from the original wavy glass windows.
That's my favorite room.
It's so cute. And then there's the upstairs waiting room where we have a couple of hot desks where if you just want to set your laptop up and work away, you can, or just enjoy your coffee up there in one of the big overstuffed lounge chairs. You can do that too.
You're calling them a hot desk. What does that mean?
That just means that you can schedule yourself online, and you can schedule yourself in the building at one of those hot desks. So say you want to work upstairs in the corner, and have a little peace and quiet. You can schedule yourself up there at one of those hot desks. Or if you don't want to do the stairs because, it's a historical building, and you just want to be downstairs in the lounge, there's 2 hot desks in the lounge. You can schedule yourself down there next to the kitchen and, more where the hubbub is going on. So
okay, so that is there's several things that we talked about right now, and then there is also the ability to utilize the address for business purposes, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So when you own your own business, say you're a counselor or you're in the trades and you are doing everything from your own home
Or in your car.
And you don't have a dedicated work space or place to go because you're working out of your home, you don't want to use your personal address. In fact, I had someone come to me last week after BNI, and he said, Victoria, I really need to get with you because he does power washing around the Orlando area, and some random person just showed up at his house at 9:00 at night because he was upset about something. And he's like, I did not realize that using my address, they can look me up on Sunbiz and they can look me up with my licenses. And boom.
They have your home address.
Yeah, they're at my house where my kids are. And my wife is like finishing dinner.
Right.
So he was real spooked by that. But yeah, and it also adds to legitimacy.
Absolutely.
Another friend of mine who's a business coach, he commented the other day that a couple of years ago, before he had an office, he's a national speaker, and someone went up to him and said, "Hey, when I Google your business and I Google Map it, I can see your front door."
I never really thought that much about it until I became a business owner myself, and because I never really thought about it. I'm like, I'm just going to set up the office at the house and work from home. But that is very true. It's like if somebody comes in and they Google your business and they do maps or whatever, it's going to show your house. And whether or not that's professional, I think it's more professional to have an actual legitimate place of business. And I know that when I look people up and I see that, it kind of gives it a little bit more of like, okay, they've got their stuff together. They're actually in a building and they're not, you're right. It's the word legitimacy is really what it boils down to, is what it gives you. So people can do that. But with now they can like set their business up to where the Fitch House is their their business, and then they just like set up a mailbox or something. How does that work?
Yep. Well, we have 3 different tiers. If you want the lowest tier, you could just use the address that we assign to you. We'll give you our Fitch House address with a suite number. We have the next tier up from that. We'll do your mail handling for you. So we'll receive mail for you. We'll let you know when packages come in or letters come in. And then the top tier level will do all the mail handling, and you'll be able to schedule yourself in the building. You'll get 5 hours a month. So say you are someone who sees your clients very infrequently, but you do need that address. It comes in handy if on the once in a while chance you need to meet a client, you can schedule yourself in one of the suites downstairs.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about some of the businesses that this is ideal for, because we talked about the trades. And a lot of those guys don't have offices because they are working out of their vans and their work trucks and things like that. So so there's the trades. And then you mentioned healthcare as well.
Yeah, we just had a doctor start this week. We're really happy to have him. He is retiring from a local large hospital, and he wasn't really ready to retire. And he's got a couple admins that they have worked together for years. And so he decided that he was going to do his own business on the side doing HRT, hormone replacement therapy. So every Tuesday, him and his staff come in, and
See patients.
Yeah, he doesn't do exams or anything, but he does.
We're gonna get caught off here. I'm looking at the clock, but
okay.
I want to finish that thought though.
Okay, consultation. He does consults there.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we'll have more BaaD Radio, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and this portion of BaaD Radio is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. Do you know what your sprinkler system did last night? Probably not, so now's a good time to get your irrigation service by Ground Up Property Services today. And be sure to ask Rick Hall with Ground Up about a water sensor too, so your lawn doesn't get too much water. Call 407-468-4295 or visit groundupinc.net. So we are here with Victoria with the beautiful and historic Fitch House, Founders Square, and we were talking about shared workspace, co-workspace, things like that. And what I said to her is that we are right in the middle of talking about like the tiers of mail. So there are so many different ways that your business can benefit by utilizing the services at the Fitch House. And so, like I said, you can have a hot desk, right?
Yep.
Well, actually, let's list them all out. And then let's list them all out, and then let's make a list of all the businesses that we would probably benefit from them.
Right. Well, let's start with the business service.
Yes.
I think anybody in the trades would benefit from that, or counselors who do the telehealth would be good candidates as well.
Media agencies, honestly, because there are a lot of media agencies that are just like, a lot of people are just independent people that place media on businesses' behalfs. And so I know that the media agency that I worked with prior to stepping out on my own, we worked from the house, and she used a P.O. box for her business address. Okay. And so that, you know what I mean? That's fine, but
it's still a P.O. box, so people know what that means.
Yeah.
And so are also, bookkeepers, CPAs, attorneys that work from home. There's a lot of them as well that could really benefit. If you're an attorney, you don't want people, you definitely don't want people looking up your home address. And then we've got the shared workspace, which we already talked about, which is where you have your own desk in a locked suite. And then the co-working, where you can set yourself up at a desk around the building somewhere and just set up whenever it's good for you.
And you said it's 5 hours a month?
Oh, that's with the business address with the premium.
Okay. Yeah.
But there are packages for co-working. So maybe you don't want an address. Maybe you just want, in fact, I got a text this morning. One of my friends, she just got put on notice that they were selling her portion of the company, so they knew that she knows she's going to be going home. She's like, I can't work from home. She's like, that's not happening. They've got dogs, they've got kids, they've got husbands. She's like, I'll definitely, whenever this goes down, I'm going to be at the Fitch House for co-working.
Very nice. Well, I'm the same way because I struggle. Like, I thought working from home was going to be the best thing ever, and we set up, my husband did a beautiful job, set up our office space and everything. But I get so distracted, and with laundry and the dogs and the cats and then, all the things. And I'm not very productive. The other day when I came in, I think I spent 3 hours at the Fitch House in our suite. I got more done in that 3 hours than I would have done in 8 hours at home because, like I said, I would have gotten distracted, and then I would have said, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. Let me fix this lamp. Let me go light that candle. I definitely would have. I get distracted so easily. So I understand.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. So the co-working space is handy for that. And then of course the office suites downstairs for people who they need to see clients in a professional setting, but they don't have one available, and you don't want to do that at Starbucks.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, too, that I wanted to bring up is having a place to have one-to-ones and meetings and stuff like that, because just when you're in networking, one of the main things that you do is have one-to-ones. And that means that you're going to be meeting with somebody, and you can do Zoom or Teams or whatever, but most of the time it's like in person, right? And so trying to find a place to meet somebody, and you don't really know that person, and whether people admit it or not, there's a lot of weirdos in the world. So having an office, a safe place that people can come, and I know that there's other people there. I'm not meeting. I just feel safe. I feel safer than just trying to find like you said, a random coffee house, meeting somebody from another BNI chapter I've never met before. I just feel much more comfortable that way as well. And then there's the conference room as well.
Yep, the conference room downstairs. You can hold events, or, you can meet down there. People can work down there. They can schedule themselves in the conference room. If you need a meeting, we've had people do events where they had life insurance events there. We had CBD events there. Whatever getting people together or meeting people, and we're in the process right now of getting like a rolling cart with a monitor. So if you want to do your presentations, you can roll it around and it'll be handy to use. So the conferences and events, we definitely do those as well. We've had we did baby showers. We've done. I had someone approach me today about their what do you, not engagement part. Well, we did do an engagement party there too.
Right. Baby shower?
No, right before the wedding. The
rehearsal dinner there. Anything that's higher end, or the ambiance at the Fitch House is it's a cross between classy and I don't know what. I love it though.
It's serene, and it's so people don't want to leave. The life insurance event that happened a couple months ago, it's life insurance, okay? And there's about 32 people there, and it was after 9. It was getting on 10 o'clock, and people weren't leaving.
You're like, okay, go ahead, sit on out, move it out.
But they're like, just asking about the house, and it's just so comfy, and we've had Friendsgivings there. I think this will be the 4th year in a row for BNI. People just love it. The response to it is just outstanding.
The what you've done to like redecorate or whatever, and the flooring and everything, is that you've managed to keep all of the historic charm, but make it convenient, like the restrooms and everything like that. You still feel like you're at a historic home, but it's been like modernized, I guess you could say.
Well, we that was kind of, we wanted to keep the historic charm to it. And keep the, I wanted people to be really comfy and relaxed when they come in.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the website a little bit. Can people go on the website and rent spaces, or right now is it just informational?
No, it is functional. You can go on there and become a member. Once you pick out your packages, it's more for subscriptions. So we know who's coming and going in and out of the building. But we do day passes. So if you want to go and do a free tour or get a day pass, we're offering free day passes so that you can come check out the building, because what we've noticed is you don't understand how awesome it is until you set foot in it.
I agree. And I think that when we do our event next Tuesday, I think that a lot of people are going to see that as well. So, they can go to the website, they can pick out their package, and then what happens from there? They can schedule a time on there as well.
Yep. Once they get their package and they sign up and everything, if depending on what service they're getting, the post office, the USPS just passed new laws this year. So we will need a little bit of paperwork for the post office. So we can arrange a time where we can come and do all that. But otherwise, we're finishing up the backside. I need to get with the developer one more time so that we can get all of the chairs set up so that people can rent the hot desks. But otherwise, they can go on there. It's live.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful website.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked a long time on that.
It's hard. I mean, like I said, it can be challenging to bring all of that onto the ambience of an actual physical location into a website. So they did a beautiful job.
Yeah. I wanted it to be very user friendly.
It is
for the clients.
Guess what? We're running to break again. So, all right, we're going to go to break. When we get back, we'll have more BaaD Radio, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Frogger's Grill and Bar. Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar, and with 4 great locations, there's bound to be one near you. And you don't want to miss out on Frogger's amazing menu where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Popka, and Altamont Springs. Visit Froggers.com for more info. Frogger's Grill and Bar, hop in with food and fun.
Yeah, boy.
That's right, baby. And tonight, well, actually, this is for the live stream. Tonight is the start of football season. So when this airs on Sunday, it'll be like NFL. So Froggers is the best place to go to watch all of your NFL games and college games for that, because there's not a place in Froggers that you can look without seeing sports. It's Tom came up with a cool name called, it's like your sports restaurant headquarters or something, because it's so much nicer than a sports bar. They've redone all the Froggers locations, especially Oviedo, and it's not, people think about a sports bar and sports food, sports bar food and stuff, and sometimes our thoughts are not like the best, but the food is phenomenal. The atmosphere is great, and the one in Altamont and Mount Dora have pizza ovens, and so they can do like fresh, like calzones and pizzas and everything. So it's like I've never gotten a bad meal from Froggers. So we are here with Victoria, and she is the owner of the Fitch House, and that is in Longwood. And we've been talking this whole show about this amazing building and how it's become like it's part of BaaD marketing now, because we have our home there, and we are going to be doing an event on September 9th. It is an open house, and I know we touched on it a little bit, but we're just going to touch on it one more time, and then we're going to finish out talking about all the other good things about the house. So September 9th from
10 a.m. to 4.
Right, and that's going to be an open house. And then also at 1 p.m., we are going to be doing a special presentation. And we invite business owners that want to learn more about SEO and social media management. So if you are a business owner and you've heard these words and you're like, I know I need to do something, but I'm not quite sure what I need to do, we invite you to come to this presentation and learn. It's going to be about 45 minutes, and then there's going to be a Q&A portion of it, and know what you don't know, and you can learn a lot from this thing, and a lot of this stuff is things that you can start on your own, and then as your business grows, then you can start passing that along to other business owners like myself. So from 10 till 4 is the open house, and so RSVP. Right?
Yeah, you can email me so we get kind of an idea of how many people are going to be there for the refreshments and light hors d'oeuvres. Victoria at thefitchhouse.net. Victoria at thefitchhouse.net.
Perfect. And so the open house is really you come and she's going to show you around and tell you about all of the coolness that comes with the building. And then we have the presentation from 1 till 2, and then at 4 o'clock from 4 to 6, that's when we're going to be doing a BaaD marketing open house or office warming, and that is we are going to have some adult beverages and some other stuff. And I'm really just going to be inviting a lot of the people that have been so supportive of BaaD Radio and BaaD marketing through the years, and I've already called a bunch of them, and they're all coming. I'll have to get you that information, but I'm one of the first networking groups that I was involved with. I'm working on doing kind of like a reunion of us all, because they met me when I was such a newbie. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about networking, and I've come a long way since then, let's just say. That networking group didn't make it past COVID. But BNI has been a really, really nice, way to pick up, because it's got such a great, I've met so many amazing people in BNI. How long have you been in BNI, Victoria?
5 years.
5
this
years?
year.
Yeah, but you were originally part with your insurance agency, right?
Yeah, I it was I don't know if we have time, but it was really hard because when I started my agency, I looked into BNI, but for that seat, is it nearly impossible to get in?
Yeah.
So a mortgage broker friend of mine, they were starting a new one during COVID.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, he said BNI. I said, where do I write my check?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
For some of the seats, it's like that. For a realtor, for insurance, for chiropractor now, it's like next to impossible for a chiropractor to find an open seat in a BNI chapter. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I call those hot seats.
those hot seats, maybe they need hot desks.
Right, exactly. But I think that the BNI world is a perfect place for you to find people that absolutely can utilize the Fitch House. And so what made you decide to step away from the world of insurance and focus all of your attention on this beautiful house?
There was several factors, and I don't know, sometimes in life you're pushed towards an area and you don't pay attention, and then it just gets so hard that you can't deny which direction you're supposed to go. And I love insurance. I did love insurance until the market just it was the worst in American history in between, I would say, 2020 and 2023.
It's when like they took away a lot of the homeowners' rights and our ability to, like, insurance companies to pay for the attorney's fees and things like that.
Well, there was a lot of fraud going on, and all of the I would say 95% of the companies left Florida because they were getting sued into oblivion. And they were going, I don't know the exact number, but there was a bingo going on about the next companies that would fall.
Like Deadpool?
Yeah, there was online on the forums. They had like the bingo card and they had the different carriers. And as they went insolvent from the lawsuits, they would cross them out.
No, it's been hard. I mean, I don't want to talk about insurance, but
right.
Like I said, it's for us, it's been very difficult.
Yeah. So, it went from being a joyful thing to help new people getting into their new houses
Right.
where they were happy and I could help them, to, people just being every call so unhappy, which is not what I signed up for. And then, I went through a divorce, and then my daughter wanted to go back to engineering school. And she was managing, and I was working 12-hour days, 6 days a week. And then I was trying to find help, and I couldn't find good licensed
Agents
that would it's just the young people, they don't like insurance, so it's nearly impossible to find a good agent who's going to perform. And I went through several that didn't work out. And like I said, I was working myself into the ground. And then at the end of 23, I turned 50, and I went, and my kids were like, "You can't do this anymore. Like, you can't do this. When is this going to end?"
Right.
And my daughter says, "Yeah, having your own business is a lifestyle because you're gonna work a lot." So for one person doing two businesses, it was just not. I had to pick.
Yeah.
And I really love entrepreneurs, and I love startups, and I love business.
Me too.
And it's just I just love the minds of people who are willing to get in there with the grit.
Right.
And they believe in their idea, and the different kinds of stuff that people come up with, and their ingenuity and their originality is just, if that's a word, but to me, it's just inspiring.
I agree 1,000%.
And so I love it. So I'm like, I have this asset, this house, and I could do this. I could totally do this and help entrepreneurs.
Well, guess what? You are doing it, and BaaD marketing is going to be part of it. So this is where we have to say goodbye. But thank you so much for being on the show today, and give everybody your email one more time.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. It's Victoria@thefitchhouse.net.
All right. And you guys can always reach out to me for more information, because that's where we're going to be. So you guys, thanks for tuning in this week, and remember to support local.